Hi, I am going to talk today about Matthew 21, 1 through 11, and then I'm going to upload this to the group. I've had trouble with Facebook. The lip syncing was wrong. A lot of people are having trouble with it because there's so many people online now or on Facebook or whatever. So, my name is Judith, and I am the owner of Jesus Journaling, and I am also the owner of hisunmeasuredgrace.com, where I blog and write for the glory of God, I hope, and it will bless you. And I love encouraging the real mom life and giving you hope and grace. Most of you are moms or grandmas, or even for women who aren't, they usually have some women in their lives that they're influencing. So any way you look at it, just that thing in us as women, we have that mothering instinct. So I love in Jesus Journaling to encourage you to draw closer to Jesus. And as we're looking at these verses, it's about the triumphal entry. And that happened according to our calendar of this year, how we're just celebrating it. It was yesterday on Palm Sunday, and the triumphal entry is time when Jesus, that week, he finishes his earthly ministry, and he enters the city of Jerusalem. And the Jewish people were so excited that they were waving their palm branches and they were putting cloaks down on the road in front of him. And that was to show their respect and honor of him as a king. And we're looking at Matthew 21, 1 through 11. And each of the Gospels, it really, really has interested me because they're all different and have a different perspective. It's not that the Bible is inaccurate, but if you have, the more you look at it and the more years go by and you come back to it, you see different things that you might not have seen before. And it's like, each of the Gospels are a witness account of what happened. And so each writer that was penned through the Holy Spirit, they wrote it from their perspective, and they have a different view, and they picked up different aspects and different things that happened. And even if you read the events that happened in and around that particular person's triumphal entry, his account, you'll see things that the others didn't see. And so I'm going to try to bring this out to you, and this isn't going to be real long. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go through the different ones and upload them at different times. So these particular verses, I've concentrated on this verse that I'm going to read to you first. Say to the daughter of Zion, behold, your king is coming to you, humble and mounted on a donkey, on a colt, the foal of a beast of burden. So these verses are talking about what happened at the start of the Passion Week. And the Passion Week is what happens between what we call Palm Sunday and Easter Sunday. And the greatest person to ever live enters the most important city in the first century for the most important week ever. And the Jewish people for hundreds of years have been looking for their Messiah. They were looking for a king that would overcome the Roman Empire, at least the people that were living at this time. And they were really excited about Jesus, so excited that they were pulling branches down. There's probably palm trees around because it's a warmer climate than what I have where I live. And they were taking off their coats and whatever they could take out on their outer garments and laying it down because they just were sure that Jesus was their Messiah. And so at that time, that was the kind of thing that they would do for royalty. We wouldn't even think of it that way today. And they riding on a donkey was, or a colt, it was a colt, a young donkey, because another version says the colt of a donkey. And so, a king at that time would not even think of riding on a donkey, because that showed humility and humbleness, and they wanted to be regal and royal and a conqueror, and they would not have done that. And that's what Jesus did. And we know now that he did that to show his humility and to show the kind of king that he was. And this is the way Jesus stooped to show this humility. And in the coming week, as the events unfold, and as you reread them, you'll see how many times Jesus humbled himself as he was brought up before the court and asked to testify. And it must have been a horrible situation. And as Judas Iscariot kissed him to show that that was the person they were looking for, but not because he had any loyalty or love for him. And we're going to see all these things. And the reason Jesus came was not to conquer the Roman Empire, as we can see now. But what most people, or I'm not saying most people, many people have missed, is that Jesus came as a king, but he came to be the king of my heart and of your heart, and to rule. And he came as, it was an inner conquering, an inner victory of our heart, that he would conquer our heart. But to do that, it takes us surrendering our heart to him and asking him to that, saying that we want to lay down our heart to him so that he can conquer our heart, so that he can be glorified in us, not because of anything we did, but because he's living inside us and living in and through us. That's all I have to share today. And the next time I come, I will be sharing a little bit about Mark, the Gospel of Mark, for the triumphal entry from that perspective. So I hope you're blessed by this, and tell me what you think, and tell me what you got out of these verses as you read them. And I hope you share your journal. Oh, and before I quit, I just want to show you this is the one that I did for this one. This is from a journal that I have made that is available in the group. And this is where you can write out. It is explained. You can go to the announcements in the group, and you'll see the verse that's the latest verse for each day. It's posted in the group, I think, in the morning, and you can find that verse, but you can find any of them that you want to journal. And what I'm encouraging you to do is write it out. That's what I did here. I wrote out the verse on here, and you can download it for free through the announcements. You'll find it in there, and it'll take you to a link where on my blog where you can get it and download it. And there's no strings attached at all, where it's not attached to something else you have to pay for, like so many places do. It's just free, and it just gives you the link that you can download it. So I hope you get that. So I'm using it too. I love it. I make these for myself and share them with you. So bye.